principles of studying the Bible.
There is in the Savior words. Are we there? Okay, we're going to go out of Matthew chapter 13. Matthew 13.
And Sister Betty, you're going to read, and we're going to read along with that. We can do it
24.
Not to memorize.
30. Okay. Okay. Anybody want to bring anything that they learned from studying this lesson, either during this week or since we've been doing it?
What page are you on?
We're on page 52. 52. Anything that you can remember or bring to the table right now that you learned from either since you've been studying this lesson. Anything? No one?
Tears.
Yes, tears. What's a tear? Learn. Tear. What's a tear?
They imitate the.
So tears and wheat they go together, right?
Well, we know that the wheat is God's people, and the tares is of the devil.
Right. Okay, so
It's black and white.
yes,
Yeah, simple.
yes, it's simple, right? When is the tear supposed to be rooted up? When?
On the harvest.
Harvest time. Okay. How are the tares going to be rooted up? The angels, right? Who are the angels? Who are the angels? God's messengers, right? That's right. Which messengers? Or how many messengers?
3.
3 messengers, right? So the time of the harvest takes us back to 1844, right? Can you say that?
1844.
1844, and that's the beginning of what time period? Judgment, right? Judgment, right? So the harvest is going to continue until the time probation closes. It's the hour of probation. It's the hour of judgment, the hour of probation. So it's going to continue until probation closes. Probation closes when? Before the 7 last plagues. So what are we supposed to be expecting before the plagues?
Now, I have to
A law, right? A national Sunday law. So the Sunday law is what's going to before the plagues fall. So we know that the Sunday law is coming before the plagues fall. We're living in a time of probation, right? Was there a time of probation given to Noah? Yes. Was there a time of probation given to Abraham? What was, and who else?
Lot.
Yes. Lot also. So God gave a 3 angels message. He gave it to Abraham, right? Is that true? Did 3 angels come to Abraham? What did they tell Abraham?
You're going to destroy it.
They was going to be destroyed. It was going to be coming destruction. Is that the 3rd angel's message? Fear, talking about the plagues, the destruction that was coming upon the people, right? And how many angels went down to
2.
2 angels, right? 2 angels went to warn Lot, right, and his family at the time period. There were 2. So we had the first, we had the 2nd angel's message, and it was warning of this coming destruction. How many angels do we have in these last days? Since the time of judgment. 3, right? What angel is going to is going to repeat the message? What angel is going to repeat the message?
Angel of Revelation 18.
That's right. And what message is he going to repeat? Do you know?
Babylon is fallen.
That's right. So he's going to repeat the second angel and the third angel's message, but he's going to give the condition of the church since that time period of the sins that are now being committed in Babylon. You understand that? So now we're living in this time period where Jesus Christ is soon to come, make his appearance. But God has to have a people made up before he can come.
You talked about two angels going into Sodom, and the angels were in Lot's house.
Yeah.
And
I know where you're going.
you know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going.
And the LGBT couldn't go into the house because the angels were in the house.
That's right.
But once the angels left,
That's right.
guess what happens? The LGBT were able to go in the house.
That's right.
And that's where they are today.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah. I know where you're going. Yep. When they removed it, here they come.
They can't come in if the angels are in the house.
That's right.
That's right.
So if the angel's not on the front of the church, right, that means the angels ain't in the house.
Do you realize that 3ABN now took their 3 Angels logo out? They have a flame now.
Yeah.
3 Angel Broadcasting Network. 3ABN.
So that means that they're flaming flame.
They got the flame now. Can you believe that?
Yes, I believe it. Because we're living in the time where probation is about to close. Right?
I was just sharing, we were on the way in. Did you guys see the video of this Pastor Debler Snell and Pastor Bird?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, they put out a video. Hashtag Blackout NFL. They made this big old video with all these Sunday pastors on YouTube to protest against the NFL for that some football player that don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Kaepernick?
There you go. I said, where's the protest about the Protestant Reformation
Amen.
that's coming, or the protest about the 3 angels' message not preached? And they spent all this time putting this video out, and they got these black shirts on, and they cover up their football jersey. Pastor Bird.
Yep.
And this is where we at right now. They just put it out last week.
It shows where their mind is. It's not on 3 angels' message.
No. NFL.
Let's look at
Everything.
Oh,
So we're living in that time period.
Right.
Okay? So this turn to Christ's outward blessing. That's the apostasy, deep apostasy of the church, right? It's breaking the church. And it's also fanaticism. Page 52. Page 52.
Only one way. Through the name of Jesus Christ. And it's
We found out that it's a work that has to be done in our hearts before the close of probation, right? And what was that work we found out? It was supposed to be what? An uprooting of what?
sin.
Satanic what? Yes, sin. Satanic plants, poisonous, noxious plants from the heart. So that's a work that is supposed to be doing in this time period. Okay, we know before the probation closes, where does the judgment start first? The house of God. That's right. So before judgment, before probation closes on the world, it closes on the church first. Okay? Just like it did with Lot's house. Right? All those who did not listen to the warning that Lot gave when he went to his family, they were lost in the destruction, right? So judgment began at Lot's house, just like judgment begins at the church of God. Okay? So we see that, we understand that, right? It says, I'm going to start on page, I'm going to start on page, I think it's 51. It says, Christ has plainly taught, do you see that?
52.
52. I'm going to start right there. In the paragraph before that, it talks about the cleansing of the church. So let's start right there down the reading. I'm going to jump there. It says, see where Christ's servants are grieved? It says, Christ's servants are grieved as they see the true and the false believers mingled in the church. They long to do something to cleanse the church.
Oh, so there is.
Like the servants of the householder, they are ready to uproot the tares. Are we ready to uproot the tares?
Are they abiding with him?
But Christ says to them, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. So we see the angels are doing the separation right now. As Brother Dugazuga said, 3 ABN, they took the angels off of the church. So it's a separating time going on right now. Some people are unaware of it, but the 3 angels, those who forsake the message, they're forsaking God. They're an apostasy. So Revelation 18, it talks about how the sins of Babylon are being filled up, they're filling up their measure.
You know, my question is, they didn't give a reason why they took it out. Because a friend of mine that lives in Nashville, they went to the camp meeting, and when they noticed that the logo was on, they questioned it. Where's the 3 angels logo? And they never gave them the real answer. But I believe, and this is just speculation on my part, but you know, now that this LGBT movement is a federal mandate, 3 ABN cannot speak out against that.
Yes.
They won't speak out against it. So if you're not going to speak out against it, which the angels did in Lot's house, they couldn't come in the house.
Yes.
So what does that tell you about 3BN? Have they capitulated also?
Yes, they're apostates. They're apostates.
That's a serious matter.
I didn't know what their logo was originally. What was
The
it?
3 angels.
What is it? What is
The
it?
3 angels. You know, the 3 angels flying in the heavens.
3 ABN was that?
Yes.
And what is it now?
It's the flame.
Flame.
Oh,
Remember
really?
up at last year at college? They had the 3 angels
On the
made out of a hedge.
Yeah.
they cut it down.
Oh, they cut that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Oh, yeah, about 2 years ago
Wow.
at La Sierra.
It says,
That's kind of big.
it says,
I thought you remembered that.
I'm a gardener, man. You know,
it says, Christ has plainly taught that those who persist in open sin must be separated from the church. Can we see that going on now? So, we talked about a church last week, right? Remember that? Sabbath school? Do you remember talking about the church? I'm going to read this again. Christ has plainly taught that those who persist in open sin must be separated from the church. Remember, the angels are doing the separation, right? And everybody think that the church is the building. Let's turn to Hebrews chapter 12. We went over this last week.
I think, wouldn't you think it would be okay for us to help the angels as far as like if someone is like
Open sin.
doing open sin, we need to kick them out of the church.
Yes, but you got to remember, the angels are doing the separation. If the church head is doing open sin, promoting the LGBT and everything else, rejecting the 3-inch message, let's get to Hebrews chapter 12. So we got to understand what the church consists of. Remember, the angels are doing the work. We are supposed to be assisting the angels that are doing the work. If we're not preaching the first, second, third of the message while the church has forsaken it, we're not part of the church. A separation. Remember that. A separation.
You remember when Donald Trump lifted the 501c3 ban?
Yeah.
So he's given that opportunity, whether he believes it or not, we can talk about political and things like that. But Assembly of Venice Church is still refusing to do that.
Yeah.
So that tells me that the apostasy, that we're totally gross apostasy at the end, they're still choosing money over the truth.
Or principle,
Over the,
principle, standards.
Yeah, because the God made a way for them to have their pass. So they can't say, well, the government gonna do this, because he lifted that.
Yes.
And they're still refusing to preach the 3 angels message.
That's right. Because it's in high places. So we got to remember, Ephesians chapter 6:12 says what? We wrestle not against what?
Flesh and blood.
But against what?
Principalities,
Against what?
spiritual wickedness,
Rulers.
the rulers of darkness of this world.
Darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. We got to remember that. Okay? When we're looking at the word, when we're looking at present truth, we have to remember that. So when we look at leaders, that's what, remember when Samuel came looking for a king, he was looking at David's brother. He's like, oh yeah, surely he's going to be king. God says, no, God does not look upon the outward appearance, but he looks upon the heart. You see? So we have to keep all this stuff in consideration when we're looking at present truth and dealing with present truth. So we're not supposed to be looking at the older brother, the big brother, so-called. We're supposed to be looking at the heart, because that's what the angels are doing. You understand? Hebrews chapter 12. You can say the older brother, you can say that's the church right now, the physical building. Okay? But it's something about wheat and tares. It's another name for wheat. Do we know what that, tares is? You know what wheat, another name for tares is? It's called bastard wheat. Bastard wheat. That's another name for tares, wheat. Bastard wheat. So now we're going to read Revelation chapter 12. We're going to keep all these things in mind.
You mean Hebrews 12?
Yeah, Hebrews chapter 12. We're going to keep all this in mind, okay? I'm going to start at verse 1. We're going to jump down a little bit, and we're going to be moving kind of fast because we're trying to figure out what the church is. So verse 1 says, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Remember, clouds are angels, right? It says, let us lay aside every weight and sin which does easily beset us. That's a cleansing, right?
Hebrews 12.
Hebrews 12, verse 1.
Hebrews 12.
So we got a cloud of witnesses, first, second, third, and fourth angel, right? Let us lay aside every weight, that's sin, cleansing of the sanctuary, which does easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Righteous by faith message, right? Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. That's the sanctuary message right there, ain't it? Let's keep on going. Not to look to the building, right? Not to look to the leadership of the churches, right? We're supposed to be looking to, not to Trump, we're supposed to be looking to who?
Jesus.
Jesus, right? It says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your mind. If we're not considering Christ, we're considering what everybody's saying, all the leaders, right? That means we're going to give up the faith. That's verse 3. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation. That's the encouragement, right? The exhortation, which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord. Is that atonement? Nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom his father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards. See the difference? See the bastard wheat? Then ye are bastards. That's bastard wheat. That's tares, and not sons. So this is a group of people. This is speaking to God's church. It says, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which correct us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much more rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? It says, for they merely for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Is this perfection? Is that perfection, right?
Amen.
Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterwards it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness, righteousness by faith, unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up your heads, which hang down, and your feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame is what? Sick, right? Make straight paths for your feet. That means we're supposed to walk in a certain way. We're supposed to be running, matter of fact, at this time period. Running away from sin, running away from sinners. But we're going to be end up being bastards, right? We're not going to be partakers of the chastisement, right? What's the word for? Is it for chastening? Right? Does it point out sin? Does the Holy Spirit does the same thing? So it's two spirits.
Chasten.
You see? Chastening is when
Reprove,
you
he
get the veil out.
reproves sin.
Yeah, reprove the sin, right? Just like you do your child, right? That's what he's talking about, right? So God, he's going to handle, he's going to deal with us like he deal with a child. He's going to, okay, you got to stop doing that, son. First he's going to get you, then he's going to get you spanking, then you're going to be grown up and he's going to keep you out the house. It says, and be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Healed. We always hear the church is a hospital, right? But it seems to never have no healing in it.
No more.
Right?
No more separation.
Oh, the church is going to go through. Oh, we saved by grace. Just keep on going. No, you're not supposed to judge. When that's the spirit of God, you see?
We're not under the law.
Yes, we're not under the law. Oh, the law heals. It says, follow peace with all men. We're going to jump down. Oh, no, we're going to stay there. Follow peace with all men, right? And holiness, without no man shall see the Lord. You see that? Is the Bible plain? Plainly teaches us, right? That's verse 14. So it says, follow peace with all men. But if the world is talking about peace, God says, I have not come to bring peace, but I come to bring a sword. So we got to love our brothers also, right? But we're not supposed to follow the peace that the world gives. We're supposed to follow the peace that God has given. And that's the Holy Spirit. It says, looking diligently lest any man fall of the grace of God.
Fail.
Fail of the grace of God, lest any root of what?
Bitterness.
Springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Many defiled by bitterness. So God's trying to get certain things out of our hearts. It says, lest there be, and this is an example of bitterness, lest there be any fornicator or profane, that's godless person, as Esau, who for a morsel of meat sold his birthright. Have 7 day minutes, they sell their birthright. What's another word for fornicator?
Adulterous.
Fornicator. Yes, or sodomite, right? Remember in Deuteronomy it says it calls the children of Israel, they call the woman a whore, and he calls the man of Israel a sodomite. It says that they are not going to work in the service of God. So we have to remember this, okay? A sodomite is an Israelite. Male. A whore is a woman. You know what a whore is? A woman, an Israelite. So God says, not a dog going to be able to lick against these words right here. But we scared about what the dog, he calls them dogs, leaders. Women that's hired, they're hired servants. Okay? So God says, now the dog going to be able to look. And God says he's going to show that he make a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians. Dogs are also symbolic of Egyptians. Okay? It says, verse 17 says, for ye know how that afterwards when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. What happened to the tares? Are they rejected in the time of the harvest?
You don't love it.
It says,
Period.
for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and that burneth with fire, nor the blackness and darkness and tempest,
We cannot love in the
and the sound of the trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they that heard entreated that the word should not be spoken to them anymore. We don't want to hear that third angel message no more. Right? And we know this talking about when God was giving his what? The 10 Commandments, right? Right? God gave it to them, and he said, you know what? Don't let God speak for us, lest we what? Die, right? It says, for they could not endure that which was commanded. And if so much as a beast touched the mountain, it should be stoned or thrust through with the dart. Is that judgment? So terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. But ye are come unto Mount Missionary Baptist Church.
What?
But ye are coming to Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. Is that what it say? Does it say you have come to Mount Hebrew Seventh-day Adventist Church? No, it says you have come unto Mount Zion and unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels. You see that? So the church consists of angels and men. Can you see that? Can you see that? You see the church consists of angels and men, right? To the general assembly and the church of the firstborn, not the sodomite church, which are written where? And to the judge of all. What if our judgment is not according to the judgment of God? Where's judgment? Where's the judgment seat at in our bodies? Right here, right? And to the spirits of just men made perfect, and to Jesus the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood that's, of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. See that you refuse him not that speaketh, for if they escaped not, if they escaped nor not who refuse him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven. Where are the angels speaking from? Heaven, right? Are them heavenly message, first, second, third? If they remove the buildings, that means that the heavenly message is not speaking through them anymore. Is that true? Is that true? If they're not speaking words from heaven, where are they speaking them from?
Somewhere else.
I need a word. If they're not speaking from heaven, where are they speaking from? If it does not descend from above, it's devilish, right?
Yeah.
Earthly central. That's plain, ain't it? It says, whose voice then shook the earth. Are we living in a shaking time? But now he that hath promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth, but also heaven. Whose names are written in heaven? Huh? It's God's people. It's God's people. Everyone who took on the name of Christ, their names are written in heaven, right? So now God says, now he's finished shaking not only the earth, but heaven also. It says, and this word yet once more signifies the removing of those things that are shaken. We're living in a shaking time. What's going to shake? What's going to shake God's people? Truth. What truth?
Straight testimony.
Straight testimony. Where do you find that at?
That's in Ellen White's writing.
And also in Revelation chapter 3, right? The straight testimony telling us the sins of Babylon, right? This is what's going to cause a shaking. You rich, lukewarm, boo boo boo, you're not hot or cold, right? Right? This is what's going to cause a shaking. It says, it says, removing of those things that are shaken, and of things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may what? Remain. Remain. You got God's people getting shaken out of the truth, right? And we have to stay in the truth. While everybody's forsaken, we have to stay in it. It says, wherefore we receive a kingdom which cannot be moved. Let us have grace whereby we may serve God any way we want. Huh? We can serve him just like everybody else serves him, huh? The way Donald Trump and everybody else serves. And the LGBT